Everyone, and welcome to Hooping Live. Sorry, there was like the thing that says when you're on air was like, you're on air, just kidding, you're not. And then we were again, so who really knows what's going on, but it says it's live, so we're going to go with that we're live. So welcome to Hooping Live. This is a show every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, or EDT, whatever it is, USA time. And it's a show about hoop dance, hooping, and very often we get off track of hooping. So if you have any questions about your own personal hoop dance, Hooping Live. Sorry, there was like, oh my god, the thing that says when you're on air was like, you're on. Yeah, that's really weird when I hear myself live. That is like the strangest thing ever. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Anyway, so if you are a hooper, then you probably know what's going on, but if you're new to the show, you can leave comments down below about something that you're dealing with in your own personal hoop practice, or if you just kind of have a general question, then go ahead and leave a comment down below like you would in any other YouTube video, and we will be happy to answer them. And when I say we, it's kind of on the brink of a lot of different things right now. We have Becca Smith, who is the official kind of comment woman. She's been very good about doing anything to do with text or comments and stuff like that. She's been a complete like lifesaver when it comes to the show. And tonight we have Bryant, who many of you might know about if you are a avid viewer of the show. He is kind of sitting in tonight and seeing how behind the scenes works with Hooping Live, because he has worked very hard to kind of get to the top to be a part of the Hooping Live team, which we're very happy to have him on the show because he has done such a great job at you know, making such a great effort and being so enthusiastic about the show. Now, if you want to be a part of the show, you can go to hoopinglive.com and find out all the information about being a member of Hooping Live. You don't even really have to be a hoop dancer. If you're a very creative person and you're really good at graphic design or t-shirt making, then email me at info@hoopinglive.com and say what you think a good attribute would be for yourself to be a part of Hooping Live, because I really want to build this community not only of just hoopers, but creative people, flow artists, etc. So hopefully we can build a really cool, creative amount of people to be a part of the show. And once again, I am going to apologize about my background. I know it is very aesthetic, and like the moving boxes and the unlamp-shaded lamp is very kind of artistic, and I know it's really beautiful, but I know some of you might not understand it, but this is very purposeful. I mean, I didn't, it wasn't like I was really busy and didn't have time to unpack stuff, It wasn't like I was purposely trying to leave this mess here. I was trying to leave it here to make a statement, so you guys can understand that, sometimes the background isn't, that important, and that, I'm absolutely kidding, by the way. I'm really sorry that you guys are still seeing this. I do not want this to be the background, but I did find a really good desk, and I have a really cool idea for the studio that is actually in front of me, is where my second bedroom is, where the studio will be, where I'll actually be broadcasting the show. This is not what I'm trying to do. I'm actually trying to sell that thing right there, which I'll be posting photos of online shortly, as well as a bunch of clothes. So if you guys want to buy anything, I'll be selling some stuff, but we won't focus on that right now with the hooping show. We'll focus more on hooping. So go ahead and think about your comments and your questions. Post them down below. Let me know what you guys want to learn about and what you're thinking of, what's going on in your personal hoop practice, yada yada. So Bryant and Becca are kind of seem like they're in kind of darkness right now, so they're going to be doing more comment stuff. So when they say something, I'll be reading what they're saying, and we will be able to kind of, I'll be their vocalness. Not like I'm already vocal enough in this show. It's like, Audrey, do you ever stop talking? Oh, actually, no, I don't. I really don't. Is that my cat? Oh, hi! Yeah, he's under there. He's being he's like supporting the show, but he's underneath the table. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and jump to this and do a quick demo for you guys. If you see anything I do that you want to learn about, just ask me down below and I'll try to teach you to the best of my ability. And if you're not a hooper or new to the show or new to hoop dance, then you can go ahead and kind of see my style and how I hoop. I'm assuming, and if I am assuming wrong, Becca or Bryant, if you can get more light and are able to do a demo, let me know in our little private comment section. But if not, I'll just go ahead and do a quick demo in case you guys don't know what's going on right now, because it might be a little confusing to the average viewer. Okay, Bryant, so if you're going to do a demo, you need to get a lot more light because it's very dark where you are right now. I think you have to unhide. I do have to unhide you, yes, but it needs to be a lot more bright because right now what I'm looking at is very dark. So if you can get more light, then we can do a demo for Bryant, which is cool because he's a beautiful hooper. But while he figures that out, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick demo. I'll go ahead and move my weird creaky chair. Oh my gosh. Audrey, get your life together here. Okay. Alright, that's good enough. Alright. I'll stop there. So that's what hoop dance is for any of you that don't know what it is. Let's see, I have some comments coming in already, so I just want to give a quick kind of the initial shout out at the beginning of the show because I can already see a lot of you are coming in. If you guys do have comments or questions, I'm out of breath now. Go ahead and try to, if you have them already, don't be shy. Go ahead and put them, comment them down below. We'll try to get them out as soon as possible because we have been running out of time at the end of the shows recently, and I want to make sure that everyone gets their comments in before time is up. And then also, if anything kind of seems off right now, I am not in my usual setting. I don't have proper lighting, I don't have proper audio, and it's been a little tough, but I want to make sure that I'm doing the show and bringing you some sort of content chakra. So weird. But be sure to try and get your comments in, and if you don't know what you want to ask right now, when you do get it, don't feel shy. Go ahead and comment it down below. Yes, it will be live, and I will be answering your comment or question live. And don't feel shy because I love hearing anything you guys have to say, even if it's positive, negative, whatever it is. I love to hear from you guys. So just go ahead, feel free, do it. Becca Smith, who is our awesome gal, part of the team, is great about getting your comments in as soon as possible. Google has had some trouble lately getting your comments in on time, but because Hangouts are still semi-new-ish, it's kind of hard to get rid of the technical difficulties that come along with doing Hangouts on air. But I'll go ahead and start getting to your comments, and hopefully Chakra won't ruin anything. So let's see, we have there's like, alright, it's because I'm hidden. Let me try something really quick. I don't know what's going on. Oh, no, you're right, Bryant. Oh my God, Bryant is so right. Okay, Bryant, sweetheart, would you like to do your demo? Okay. No, Bryant's so right. I don't know why, but for some reason that did hide in broadcast. Ew, I don't like that. Okay, Bryant, are you ready to do a demo? I'll let him... Okay, get yourself set up, sweetheart. All right, so Bryant's going to do a demo here soon, and I'm going to put him up, and if you guys have any questions or comments about what he does, go ahead and put it down below. Bryant, you have the floor. So cute. Oh, wonderful, darling. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I love it. Oh, Bryant, thank you. I don't know what is going on right now, but Bryant was right. It seems like things have changed. When I took Bryant off of kind of almost like a hiding thing, you might be able to see this, but if I take him like that, he gets dark, and I don't know why that's happening, and I'm really wondering why. I'm not understanding this, but I think that Becca just said that you guys aren't able to do comments. So let me do something really quick because I don't really know what's going on here with the comments and questions. Oh gosh, if these comments are messing up again, I'm gonna be so mad. I mean, there's so many viewers right now, but I guess they are just like, the comments aren't working. Let's see here. Let me click this. Comments are disabled for this video. Well, that's the thing, is it says comments are disabled for a second, but then I see comments again. So I don't know what's going on. So keep trying to do your comments, guys, and hopefully it'll come through. It seems like it might be a glitch in the Google Hangout. So don't worry about it. Just keep putting your comments, and hopefully they will come in. I will, okay, it looks like Becca got them finally. Okay, great. So we have a comment from Maxine Schultz saying, oh, teach us ghosts ISOs. Okay, I'll do some ghost ISOs in a second. I did want to go ahead and give Bryant a round of applause because he has gone through a tremendous amount of work to come from Thailand to, well, it was Thailand, wasn't it, Bryant? I wish he could have audio. I don't know what's going on with that. It's so annoying. Oh, there's audio. Hi. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you now. Oh, and he's getting it.
Yeah.
So, do you want to do a quick comment on like how you came from Thailand to California and with your hoops and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So, as you may know, I came from Thailand, lived there for 2 years, and the main challenge in Thailand is that there isn't a lot of hoopers there. So, and so then most of my hoop path is mostly internet based. So I had to use a lot of YouTube videos. There were no hoop dancers, so it's pretty lonely, but it was cool because I felt special, and that was the cool part.
Oh, there you go, baby. I like it.
So, not in California, I was able to get hoops. Well, not to mention in Thailand, there are no hoop shops, so that sucks. Yeah, I'm kind of distracted by my food, but so basically in Thailand, it's kind of like in an island where you can't like connect to the hooping world, like to do person, mostly online. Like most of my hoop journey was based in hoopingLIVE, and that's how I branched off. And yeah, and I had to use a lot of improv because there were no, like polypro tubing you can buy. Like they don't have those. So I had to take these really heavy hoops and untape them. And I'll show you my hoop. Let me be back. So,
okay. Well, he gets his hoop. I'll tell you guys that like it's very common for that to happen, that you're in an area where you don't have a hoop that is a weighted PSI or a weighted polypro or anything, and you kind of have to improvise. And that's what Bryant did, which is really cool. And I've done it before too. I've actually gone to Walmart and drained the water hoops, and when you take the tape off of it, there's actually a connector. We can just break it apart, drain the water, put it back together, and then put some like vinyl tape around it. And then if you just take sandpaper and scuff the inside and outside, you have a pretty decent hoop. But if you are someone that's a beginner and needs a big, heavy hoop, that can be a little difficult because those hoops don't come very large. But Brian, go ahead and finish your story.
So this is the hoop that I was able to, scavenge and rip apart. It was a huge water hoop, and this hoop is so huge. I have no idea how I got really good with this. It's like small, thick, and heavy. So it's like, yeah, it's not the best hoop, but I had many memories with it. It's like I think it's like about like 1-inch tubing or something. It's huge. Yeah, it's huge. But this is, what I got. Being in Thailand made me really creative with my hoops. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's exactly what it does too. Is that when you are stuck with a specific kind of hoop, like with Bryant, what he was saying, he got a very heavy hoop, and that's like what he had. You learn to work with it. And I was talking to someone the other day. Oh, great! It looks like our comments are finally coming in. So, so comments are coming in, guys. I don't feel like they aren't. So if you have your comments, go ahead and post them down below. But Becca's so good at that too. She's such a, and can I just we've been talking about Bryant and myself for a while, but I just want to kind of give a little bit of like a announcement about Becca. Becca has been such an amazing hoopingLIVE team member. She has been there when no one else was, and even though she's kind of, in the shadows, she has a beautiful daughter. So she's a mother. She's a partner, she's a hooper, and part of the Hooping Live team. She does so much, and she is still such an avid, amazing part of our team. And I really want to give her props to that because she's so talented and has been, I mean, honestly, she's been like a lifesaver to me. When things are getting really bad, she'll be the one to say, okay, Audrey, you know what? Got the comments. Comments are good. We'll do the show. It's okay. And she'll take time even saying, Audrey, I can't be on the show that long because of family stuff or whatever, but she'll still take the time out of all of her stress to be a part of the show. So, I mean, and she's a beautiful hooper. So I kind of feel like I got blessed with a lot of people, and especially her. And so I just really want to give her a shout out for that. And she manages all the comments, and if there's an error, she knows how to fix it. She's just like done such a great job. So thank you, Becca. And Becca, now that I know that I can make you brighter, did you want to do a demo? Just go ahead and type down below real quick and let me know, because I would love to see you demo if you can. But before that, I want to get to some of y'all's comments. We have a comment from, okay, so teach us ghost ISOs. So let me go ahead, okay, making sure I'm not muted because I do that a lot. Let me go get a hoop real quick. Bryant, did you want to continue talking about maybe what life was like without the hoops while I go grab my hoop real quick? Let me see if I, oh, there you go. Can I unmute you?
I think I'm...
All right, there you go. All right.
Great. All right, so in Thailand, after I moved from Thailand to California, I had no hoops, so it was kind of transition, and that was not fun. All right, so mainly what I did to pass time for the summer was, well, summer homework and Photoshop, and I kind of got a new hobby called, I don't know what it's called, but it's just basically learning a lot of languages. I mean, I like learning languages. I managed to teach myself some Japanese, and I know Japanese. It's so much fun. And another fun fact about Thailand and international hoopers that are not in America is that, like, I forgot what I was saying, but you gotta learn how to like communicate with people, using the internet and using your resources. So most of my journey with my hoop is a lot of internet, and I really loved how like Hooping Live was an internet-based thing, and how it was just like it's a community online, and that's the best thing ever because I don't live anywhere near hoopers during the time, so it sucked. But the fun fact is that back in Thailand, time difference and everything, I would have to watch Hooping Live during class or during my free period. It was like really rough, but I had my computer with me during class, so that was awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, there's a lot of times in our lives where we can't hoop, or we're disabled from hooping because we don't have our hoops, or there's no room to hoop. And we've talked about this multiple times on the show about getting a hoop journal or whatever you need to do. And I just want to point this out again, that I don't want you guys to ever feel pressured, like, oh my God, if I don't, hoop 2 hours a day, I'll never be as good as Baxter or as Audrey or as whoever. Because in my mind, I still don't feel like I am worth being looked up to. And I know that for some people that might sound crazy, but because I don't hoop 2 hours a day. When I first started, I did, but now when I hoop, it's very meaningful and thorough. It's like, okay, I was playing this out, I was sketching this out, I was, really putting this intention into what I want to work on. So I don't want you guys to think that I spend, Shocker, what are you doing? I don't want to think you guys think that I'm spending all this time every day hooping and drilling, because I'm not. But sometimes I will. Sometimes I will drill myself. But just know that you should let hooping come at your own pace and become the hooper that you want to become at your own pace. So I'm going to go ahead and show some ghosting and isolations and stuff real quick. Okay, what was the name again? I could not Schultz. What was the first name? Maxine. Ooh, I like it. Okay, so Maxine Schultz wants to know about ghosting isolations. So to learn ghosting isolations, you need to learn how to isolate, obviously. And isolating, especially with ghosting, I suggest knowing how to isolate with 2 hands, with 1 hand, and then switching directions. And having a very good kind of understanding on isolations both ways. I'm more comfortable, even though I'm a right-handed hooper, I feel more comfortable isolating with my left hand. And with ghosting, what it means is that you're taking another hand and making it look like it's doing the exact same thing as an isolation, but it's not, which is what gives it that kind of illusion-like effect. So what I'm doing is I'm isolating with my left hand with 1 hand, and with my other hand, I'm taking it, and I'm not really grasping the hoop. I am just kind of barely holding on to the hoop. So when I isolate the hoop, this hand is the one gripping it, and this one's just kind of being a kind of flimsy companion of the hoop and just kind of circling it. So an easy way to think of it is don't even touch the hoop. Take your hand, kind of put it behind the hoop, and just go like this with your isolation. Oh, God. Go like this with your isolation. So you're kind of understanding the motion of it. And then you can grab onto it, and you're just kind of lightly touching the hoop and understanding where your hand wants to be. And then once you get more comfortable with it, you can grasp onto the hoop. Now when you do that, what I was doing in my demo earlier in the evening, I was doing stuff like this where I would come from that, like I would go from something like this into a ghost, and almost into like a ghost isolation, sort of isopop. So it's like taking an isopop and adding a ghost into it. And it looks really crazy. I mean, I think those things look super cool. But all I'm doing is adding a little bit of body oomph into it and letting my other hand do the same thing, kind of ghost around it. And actually that second hand almost helps guide the hoop in a horizontal direction. So, right, horizontal direction. So you're isolating, and when the isopop, when you get right here, and you want to isopop out, and I'm with my left hand right now, so when I come out, my ghosting hand, which is my right hand, is grasping palm facing outward. And when I isopop out, I'm leading with that ghost hand, and it's just kind of sliding across like this. I'm gripping it like this, but I could open my hand and do that. So I'm pushing the isopop out, and then when you cross it, you come back in. So isopops, you get that kind of awkward moment that if you slow it down, like in a normal isolation, you kind of have that weird part from here to here where you're like, your hand kind of does that awkward motion. That's where that second hand can really help guide that ghosting. So you're ghosting, ghosting. Okay, so I'm going to leave that with ghosting, but hopefully that helps. And if you have any further questions, I think I'm not muted, go ahead and ask them. So let's go ahead and continue on with the comments. Brianna Lanting says, hello, dear. I know this gets asked so often, but I'm really struggling on shoulder hooping. I should hoop perfectly when I turn in circles, but I cannot do it standing in place, which is making vertical shoulder hooping difficult because I seem to not have basics of regular shoulder hooping down. I think that is a great question. And you're right, it is a very, very frequently asked question. And the only reason I'm going to go over this again and not refer you to a video is because it is something that took me so long to really grasp. It was very hard for me to really understand the motion of shoulder hooping. So I'm going to go ahead and, I don't have my normal hoop with me, but I will go ahead and use this other one that, it's another outward spiral hoop. So Bonnie Brown of Outward Spiral made it. And I always like to tell you guys, you can go on hoopinglive.com and use the discount code hoopinglive2015 to get a beautiful hoop from Bonnie. And they're always wonderful. But with shoulder hooping, the reason why so many people ask me about it is because I've kind of made it my thing. And I've made it my thing because Baxter of Hoop Path taught me how to do this. So with shoulder hooping, this is shoulder hooping. This is chest hooping. So whenever you're asking people, remember that this is chest, this is shoulder. And what she's saying that she is able to turn in circles in shoulder hoop, but she can't stand still, is that she's able to move like this in shoulder hoop normally, but she can't stand in place. So the first thing I want to point out is that hoop size is such an important part of this. When I want to stand in vertically in shoulder hoop, I need to have a 32-inch hoop. You know, at least. I could go smaller, but it won't look as pretty. You need a bigger hoop. If you want a smaller hoop, like something like this, is why I switched out hoops. Is because, do you guys see the difference of hoops like this? There's a huge difference. So this is I think this is a 33-inch or 34. I can't remember. So this is me shoulder hooping in place with a 33 or 34, whatever it is, kind of hoop. I can, if I have my shoulders bare, I'd be able to, let's do this. Okay, there we go. And then if I take this, I think this is a, oh gosh, this is a 20-inch hoop, I think. This is the thing I was using when I was a very, like, kind of whippy hooper, where I was like, I was like a ninja almost. Now, if I want to do that, what I just did with this size hoop, it won't, personally for me, I can't do it very well. Oh, God. Oh, God, let me hike my pants up there a little bit and see if that helps. Oh, God. Okay, I swear I can do this. No, I can't. See what I mean? Oh, God. I can't do it as well. It's like I can turn and do it fine-ish, but I have to go really quickly. And it's very hard. And I'm sure with a lot of practice you could, but God, not wore me out. But the thing is, the bigger hoops give you more time to move your body. Those little hoops give you the ability to go like and like be like really quick and sassy. And that's why I like to use 32 inches, is because it gives me the ability to go kind of slow and then kind of more whippy. Maybe I can't do as many quick tricks, but I'm able to do kind of in between. So when I'm talking about shoulder hooping, make sure you have a good size for you. I use 32 inches. I also like 34 inches. If I'm going to do all on body, I love 34 inches. If I'm going to go on and off body, I like 32 inches. So going back to the bigger hoop, when I'm going around the shoulders, I'm using my feet. And because I'm using my feet, I'm able to really control my arms. And obviously having skin contact really helps with the hooping. So what I'm doing, and I've talked about this multiple times, you know, that gold hoop needs to find a job. Instead of using just my shoulders to move the hoop around, I'm using my legs to push my body back and forth in kind of a rocking motion. And when I'm doing that, it's allowing me to really bring this kind of like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da kind of force. And if any of you have ever taken dance classes, you'll remember like sometimes choreographers will be like ba-ba-da-da-da-da, and they'll make kind of sounds to go with the movements. So that's kind of what I'm trying to teach you guys right now, is that I am, let me even see if I can do this. Maybe I can get you guys down to the floor here. Yeah, you see my feet? I'll take my socks off. There we go. So when I'm shoulder hooping, I'm kind of going, I can even get on my tiptoes, and I'm going bum, 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 bum. So I'm not really focusing on my arms at all. I'm focusing on more of a back and forth motion. So I'm bringing it up from my feet and rocking back and forth. So when I do that, I can even come down. Hey, what's up? Hello. And I can still move the same way, unless that bag decides to treat me badly. Alright, let's see if I can do this. So you can see when I shoulder hoop now, using my feet like that gives me complete control over the upper part of my body, instead of being like, okay, the only way I'm going to move my hoop around my shoulders is if I'm using this, which if you can tell, all of a sudden my body stops moving and my feet stop moving, and I'm relying on my shoulders to move it. And that's why I rely on my feet, so I can be a little bit more sassy. Anyway, so hopefully that helps with shoulder hooping, but use a bigger hoop. Absolutely use a bigger hoop. And hopefully that will help. Bryant, did you want to maybe tell people, like, you're pretty good at shoulder hooping. Did you want to maybe give any tips or tricks on how you learned how to shoulder hoop from anything?
Shoulder hooping. So I kind of did the basic, when I first learned how to shoulder hoop, it was with my chest first, then I kind of eased in. I kind of started with, when I shoulder hoop, I started with chest hooping first, and I slowly add one arm in and practice with that. And I guess even now, since today, I'm kind of iffy about, in one place. Most of the time when I shoulder hoop, I'm normally either doing the breaks or like spinning in a circle. So if you're learning how to shoulder hoop, I guess you can start by chest hooping, then easing in with one arm in, and staying in one place, and then easing with the other arm, and then start doing tricks and dancing. And that's pretty much how I got into shoulder hooping. Kind of like a,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's good to know too, because you really have to work things in with your hooping, and it'll eventually click. So don't rush yourselves. I mean, don't think, oh my God, like, this person, like for me, I started hooping with kind of this little crowd of people when I was back home. And some people got a trick before I got it, but I got tricks or whatever before other people got it. And you just have to realize that everyone is going to learn at their own pace. And someday it's kind of like when you just get something, you'll get that like kind of aha moment, and it'll just be amazing. And you'll feel it with your hooping, and you'll be like trying to shoulder hoop one day, and all of a sudden you'll be like kind of doing what I was teaching you guys, moving with your feet, and all of a sudden the hoop will just be going around your shoulders, and you're kind of like moving your arms with no care, and you're like, oh my God, I got it. And that's what happened with me in Hoop Path. I was blindfolded, and I'm doing the, like, you know, working with my shoulder, getting around, and Baxter's like, stop using your shoulders, just move with your feet. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I started doing it, and all of a sudden, like, I dropped my hoop and just started dancing. And that's when I felt so, I mean, it was this breakthrough. I remember I was in St. Pete, Florida, like 3.5 years ago, and I just felt it. I'm like, I got it. Like, I figured it out. And it was so great because I was such an awkward dancer. And from that day on, I felt worth something. I felt like I was a good hooper, and, you know, then the views on YouTube started happening, and then I met more hooping friends, and it just was this beautiful spiral into awesome sauce. So let's move on with our comments before we run out of time here. Let us see. Vanessa Kerfoot says, hey, glad to hear Bryant is a part of Hooping Live team now. That is so awesome. Do you have any progress and updates on Hooping Live t-shirts / merch? Yes, I have updates. I have shirts, and gosh, alright, I have chakra stuffed animals. Bryant looks like, yeah, I do. I have little, like, fluffies of chakra that a really good friend of mine made, and there's not a lot of them because I don't know how well they're going to sell, because I know the show isn't about chakra, but I know a lot of people love him. So it's a cute little kind of stuffed animal version of chakra, and it kind of has like a little tag that says, you know, thank you for making me the star of the show. Love Chakra. And they're very cute. And then I also kind of have team shirts that kind of say, like, it has Bryant's logo, where it's kind of almost like this, where it's two colors, and it has the big circle and the H and the L. And then on the back it says Hooping Live. And they're really cool. And I will be posting photos soon. But I don't know if people are going to want them or not. So I'm going to post them, and if they're popular, then I will, you know, invest more into making a lot of them, because I have a lot of cool ideas. And the thing is, the logo that Bryant made is so simple and, like, modern that we can use it on so many different things and so many cool different t-shirt ideas. So yes, merch is coming, and I just want to make sure that it works out well, because I have had struggles with certain companies, and I want to make sure that I am getting full kind of responsibilities from the company as I'm giving them into creating merchandise for you guys, so you can really feel like you are truly a part of the Hooping Live team, because all of you guys are. I mean, you're the only reason. I've said this a million times. You are the reason Hooping Live exists, because without you, it would be me sitting here in front of a camera being like, I like the hula hoop. So that's why I'm so grateful for you guys. So yes, Vanessa, merch is coming, and I'm glad you said that, and I'll be displaying it probably in the next 2 weeks. So keep your eyes open. Let's see. So Roxy Stellar says, hey, wonder if Brisbane, Florida link is beyond realms of technology. I don't know what that means. Brian, do you know what that means? No? Becca? Do you know what that means? We'll see if she can type. Oh, okay. Thank you. God, that's why we love Becca. Oh, it's Australia. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the technology issues are happening right now. I don't know if it's country to country or state to state or maybe just in general, but it's a little iffy right now. So thank you for at least pointing that out and not making me feel like it's just me. So let's see, we have, but I also want to, okay, so thank you, Mecca. Amanda, no, Amand Shenans. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so bad at names, so please do not get upset with me. I'm reading Amand Shermanans. Amand Shenans. Okay. Anyway, we'll go with that. Regardless, it sounds really cool. Hey Audrey, so happy to catch the show live. Thank you. Okay, so I really want to start incorporating levels into my hooping. So, like, not always staying in the same height. What are some ways I could do some movements? What are the ways I can do that, or some movements that I can do? I love that question because levels are something that are so important to hooping. Personally, I feel that way. Now, it really depends on what kind of hooper you are, but what she means by levels is sometimes, you guys want to see my face? A lot of the times, people will be hooping, and they'll do awesome hooping, but they'll stay kind of right here, you know, or whatever they want to do. But levels is like coming down to the ground, or moving to the side, maybe coming halfway up, and then coming all the way up and coming back down. So it's just changing your levels. And for me personally, levels has been something I find very important in hooping. I think it makes it look a lot more beautiful and a lot more aesthetically pleasing, but for me, it's been hard to do because I'm not that, I don't know if it's surprising to anyone, but I'm not that much, I'm not very in shape. So like when I get down to the ground, I'm like, like not doing too hot. So I've been trying to work very hard on switching levels because I think it's really cool when hoopers will be up here doing whatever and then they'll come down to the ground and come back up and then, you know, do whatever they do. Switching levels. I think it looks really cool. So if you want some tips on switching levels, especially for someone who maybe doesn't do it that often, what I do is if I'm doing a smear or something, I'll smear and maybe I'll slow down and I'll come down to the ground and then I'll come up halfway, kind of do like an isolation kind of thing, round up, come back down, up. You can also kind of isolate down to the ground. So anything that feels comfortable for you. But my suggestion is feeling what really feels comfortable, leveling yourself out. So if kind of squatting like that or like this doesn't feel like something that works with your body type, find out what does. Find out how you feel comfortable leveling yourself to the ground or mid-air. So you'll be able to dance comfortably, because a lot of people have, you know, such different versions of dance that if I say the only way to do it is being all saucy, someone who's not into saucy dancing is going to be like, well, the sauce ain't there, so I can't do levels. So just remember, practice what makes you feel good, what makes your inner dancer feel confident, sexy, masculine, feminine, whatever that is. Practice what makes you feel good, and you will succeed in your hoop dance. Let's see. Okay, we're running out of time here, so I'm going to make these the last comments. Maxine Schultz says, when you say you prefer 32-inch and 34-inch hoops, are those polypros or heavier hoops? Great question. My 32-inch hoop is wrapped in a thin iridescent tape, and it's interlined with kind of a Velcro tape, and it is polypro. And then my 34-inch is the same way. So weights really do differ, not only on the type of tubing, but what you wrap it with. I don't use gaffer tape, and gaffer tape adds a lot of weight to hoops. So if you want really light, then you get a small hoop and sand it a little bit, and that will make it light. But if you get like a 42-inch hoop that's polypro and sand it, it's still going to be very light. So if you want weight to your hoop and you want polypro, then get polypro and wrap it with gaffer's tape or something. But I really suggest that if you want a heavier hoop, don't do polypro. Just get a PSI tubing kind of hoop and have it be very grippy and work with it. And then when you're ready to get lighter, move to polypro. But that's just my own personal experience. If you have more questions on that stuff, I suggest emailing hoops, HOOPS, at hoopinglive.com. And you can speak to Bonnie Brown, kind of the master at hoop crafting, and myself about what kind of hoop will work best for you. Again, that's HOOPS at hoopinglive.com. You can also order hoops, as I said earlier in the show, from hoopinglive.com, and there's a discount code, hoopinglive 2015, and a contest to see how many times I can say Hooping Live in one Hooping Live episodes. That is a lie, but I say it a lot, so who knows. Anywho, great question though. So Roxy Stellar also says there are loads of instructions online on how to DIY a hoop from various grades of polymer water pipe. And internal joiners may be made from other gouge materials, fit snugly inside both ends. Adhesive and patience. While it sets will produce excellent results. The tech issues from before, that's in Australia. Well, I'm sorry Australia's having tech issues, because Australia is super cool, and I hope I can go there someday. I've heard they have like really, really cool stuff there, and the people are nice and sassy. I like it. But in terms of that, I don't really know what you're talking about. I would have to see if you're talking about the stuff that is kind of the black tubing used for water and stuff. That's what I get from Lowe's, that you can use two connectors and push them together. I've never used adhesive with them, but maybe that's what you're talking about. But pretty much you can go to Lowe's and get two different sizes of black tubing, and they have these gray kind of connectors, and you just heat up both ends and stick them together, and you can use vinyl tape and then gaffer's tape and make your own hoop. But it takes, and I can tell you from experience, I did that and took a lot of time for me to perfect wrapping hoops. I also want to get pretty tape, so I went to identitytape.com to get holographic and really pretty tapes, but those are really hard to use. So unless it's something you really feel passionate about doing and you want to make hoops, then go for it. But my personal suggestion, instead of investing all that money into that, if you're a beginner, unless you're just going to be really cool at it and awesome, is to just order a hoop and make sure you do a lot of research and testing on what you want, and then get a hoop that really suits your personal practice and flow in that time of your life. No, that's just me. Bryant, do you want to say how you chose your hoops? Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so I don't know. I think I have no idea how I chose. I just I was looking for something lighter, obviously, because I had heavy hoops before, and normally I just see what I have because my sister comes and visits me like every month back in Thailand. So I guess when I choose my hoops, I'd want something like new most of the time, because I only bought two hoops before. This recent one that I just got, and Jenna, my old hoop. So when I looked for a hoop back in Thailand, it was something portable because I wanted to bring it around.
Right.
So,
well, that's good. Thank you. It's good to hear from other people how they kind of choose what kind of hoops they want and how it works, because there's no real equation to it. It's just I mean, if I can make the perfect equation, it'd be like you can go somewhere, try all different types and sizes of hoops, and figure out what works best for you. But you know, it's regardless. You have your hoop. I call it chakra shear. You have a love bundle. Would you come out and say hello? You have your love bundle of hoops, and you figure it out as time goes on. So, okay, last comments. Roxy also says, sassy to say the least. Great flow, especially in a confined space. Thanks. And thank you. I'm glad that you appreciate the flow in my odd space that I'm working within. Roxy also said, sold, 2 please. And Vanessa says, chakra plushies, much want. Well, chakra, come here. People want, come here. People want you. Come here. Yes, come here. Thank you. This is Chakra, for those of you who don't know him. This is my little booger pants. He's a sweetie pie and probably the coolest cat in the entire world. So Chakra, go ahead and say goodbye and say that you're a famous cat and that you're cooler than I am. I'm famous and I'm cooler than Audrey is. Yeah, that's a look of a lot of enthusiasm. Alright, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching tonight. And thank you again, Becca, for being awesome with the technology issues that we were having and, you know, doing all the stuff with the comments. And I'm sure she said in the next couple weeks she'll do a demo for us. She's a beautiful hooper, so definitely stay tuned to watch her hoop. And I want to kind of go ahead and, you know, give a big thank you to Bryant for finally being a part of Hooping Live, and he said he can do this now forever. So Bryant, do you want to go ahead and tell people where they can find you on the interwebs?
Okay.
He's working on, I think he's getting there. Okay, Bryant says Spiz. I don't know what Spiz is. We'll wait for him to say something, I think.
My Instagram. Okay, yeah. So you can find me on Instagram at Brilliant Bryant, and that's pretty much it. And my Facebook page, I don't have an official one yet, but, you know, working on it.
All right, good. Well, thank you, Bryant. So it's Brilliant Bryant, and I will put him on the hoopinglive.com page. And so if you guys go to hoopinglive.com, you can find out all the information on the Hooping Live team members. And we are updating the page because a lot of things have changed in the past couple months, as many of you may know. So thank you so much for watching, and you can always continue to comment on these shows or any previous shows. They are recorded, so if you didn't miss it live, you can always go back and watch any other show previous to this one. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Bryant. Thank you, Becca. And thank you, Becca's a cute little one, for being a part of tonight's show. And we will see you guys next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern, USA time, here on Hooping Live. Thanks, guys.